Right, welcome back guys, welcome to UKSG. Thank you for sticking with us during that technical difficulty while we reset the stream. So we're pretty much ready to go with the next run, so I'll give it to the runner and he can do his thing.
Alright, thank you very much. Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to the channel. My name is Proasek and this is Hot Wheels World Race, a 2003 racing game based on a movie, direct-to-video DVD of the same name, developed by Climax, and it is a very broken run. I'm going to be doing the Rookie League, which is the shortest main leaderboard category, and I am hoping it's going to go well. I'm going to be using the golden arrow here. The reason for this is you see the rounded front and the rounded rear that this car has. It makes it very good for a technique I'm going to talk about in just a second. There are other cars that people use. For example, my frequent collaborator, Lol Bengals, uses the Power Rocketeer. You can see that very same smooth front, except the end is a bit more square. There's others as well, Power Pistons. The first run was done by, if I can find it, it's here somewhere, Sid Tuner. Yes, the first run back in 2017 by SB Runs was done with Sid Tuner. Back before we really had the expertise for what makes this game tick. With that out of the way though, if tech is all good and ready, I will count us down. Time starts as soon as I hit accept on the car. Alright, well, in 3, 2, 1, begin. Let's go. Now you may notice something a bit unusual about my car. That is because the main theme of this game is done by a certain band, famous for another song. Now, we're on Cloud 9, the very first track. This is where I'm going to be doing shuffling. This is the main movement tech of this game, and essentially it is an overlap between the states of drifting and going over a boost pad. Alternatively, there is something I will show off at the end of a lap, if I can, not do that. And that is to do a nitrox shuffle. I will instead be using the beta on the right there that I get for doing a good jump, and using that to get the same sort of speed, but without the necessity of a boost pad. Now, this was first introduced way back in 2017 by Walter GK, except it was only known at the time that it could be done on loops, and for a long time that's what we thought. It wasn't until a collapse came along that we knew that this could be done on all sorts of boosts. It is a very powerful technique, but as you can see, I am getting a lot of speed. The game tries to have a soft speed cap of around 200 miles per hour, or 200 generic speed units it calls miles per hour. I'm not sure if that actually holds water. In return for that, it tries to slow you down when you're going above that, but by essentially kicking the back end of our car out whilst going over a jump, the pad will try to correct our angle, and in doing so will miscalculate and send us even further forwards. Nice. You'll also notice that my car is on fire there. That is a good thing. I know it doesn't look like that, but if I perform the right tricks on a jump that is different to each team, I'm with the Wave Rippers, therefore the button combinations are as I am doing them, you will receive a flame aura for performing 3 tricks in a row, on 3 ramps in a row. This is a flat improvement to all the main stats, pretty much. So your handling, your grip, your top speed, all of these things will be improved. We're now on Satellite City, which notably doesn't have even a single ramp, so no hope of seeing that there. Good time to talk about it, I suppose. Instead, we'll have to rely on something else to get a hold of this nitrox that I used previously. I'm going to be picking up these rings all over the track that I'm sure Argic is very happy to see. Oh, that's unfortunate. That can happen. You go up the sidewall. Hasn't happened for a while, unfortunately. Anyway, by collecting 19 of these rings, or 20 on console for some reason, you can fill up your nitrox meter without the need for a ramp. And that means that we can form a spicy bit of routing towards the end of the lap here. Oop, or I can miss the pad. Oh well, such is life. Something else I can talk about on this track, by the way, except for the AI getting in the way, that's unusual, is the, not spiral, the corkscrew that there is here that I'm about to join onto. This is a very tricky part to get right. because you are essentially in a three-wheel state while you're on that corkscrew, and that means that you have less grip. You can very easily fall off the track. Ah, gods, again, I don't do it. Pretty much 40 runs in a row, and suddenly it happens twice. That is very unfortunate. I suppose my setup needs work. Oh well, lap 2, I'm not going to use any nitrox here. I'm going to save it for the third lap just for consistency's sake, and to show off how much extra speed I can collect. Lots of that is lovely. Now, yes, the burn I did on the end of lap 1 is referred to as a half burn because it is half the length of that backstretch after the spiral. I can perform, if I already have a nitrox meter, a full burn and do the whole stretch and also hit the pad I did on lap 2. This is... there we are, didn't go with a 3 for 3. This is faster, of course, and if you have enough nitrox, you have to get very lucky. You can do it on the first lap as well. Not so in this case, which is about expected. If you do one full burn and one half burn, then you're generally thought to be doing good. Alright, the next track will be my favorite. I am entirely biased when I say that it is the best track in the game. This is Vapor City. And it's so nice. First of all, it has a loop on it, which is where shuffling was first discovered and implemented. Second of all, it has a technique on that loop, which is not run viable even for individual level runs, and that is... oh, okay, controls locked, thank you. Still got the perfect, thanks game. There is a central partitioning wall I will point out in just a moment. And if you are extremely lucky or unlucky, this partition here, you can click through it and cut out about half the loop. The third technique that this track has is what I just did there. That is called refill tech. If you were paying attention to the nitrox meter, you will have seen it do a little dance go down and up. This is because I maintained a nitrox across a ramp, because using it there would gain no extra distance, and instead use it immediately after landing. When you land and get your nitrox reward, you are rewarded in fact a couple of seconds after you land, meaning that if you use a nitrox already stored, you can do so pretty much with no consequence. And I still have the nitrox necessary for the next ramp. This refill tech appears in multiple places in the game, but once again, oh, that's the wrong trick, that's my fault. So I'll explain that. That is a stale, and essentially, if you perform the same type of trick, a front flip and a front flip, for example, 2 ramps in a row, then the game will criticize you for no longer being cool, for not keeping changing and being awesome. Oh well, no great loss. I was meant to miss that pad because it slows you down to 200. All pads will try to slow you to 200 miles per hour, not always successfully. Alright, one next track. Ooh, wow, that was actually a time on this file apparently. Not sure how. Alright, next track is Tesla's Cube. Not Nikola, a different guy, the kind of whitehead doctory sort of looking bloke. Anyway, this is an interesting track because, lore reasons, it's the only one that takes place on Earth and not in the realm of the Accelerons, I believe it's called. But also, technically, it's interesting because it's where we see, for the first time in my run at least, the technique known as a fast ramp. So when I use nitrox, as I did there, on a straight bit of track, or on a level bit of track I should say, then I receive a speed boost and go faster along it. This is nice. If I use it on a ramp, then I will go further. By using a fast ramp, as I did there, I will achieve both. This is something that was developed around 2019 by Master Kuruk, who formerly held every world record. Credit to him is due, of course. And indeed, on this track, I should also mention, as we come up to it, this flame wheel pickup. I did go out of my way to collect one last race, but I didn't mention it. These are related to the orange barriers you might have seen around. By picking up the flame wheel, you lower the barrier and can open up a faster or more boosty route. There is often not a way to get that without going out of our way and being slow. So we either rely on the AI, as we did the first 2 laps of Vapor City, or we'll have to do something spicy. Save that in your brain for later. Until then, I'll tell you a little bit about the community that this game has. This is, of course, Hot Wheels World Race, which you can access via the speedrun.com page pretty easily. And our community is big into tournaments, we're big into playing this game competitively and casually. We do a lot of marathon appearances. We play the Accelerators card game, which I don't know existed before I joined, and several other things. So by all means, even if you just like to look at Hot Wheels and show off your collection, we are keen to have you. That's the end of Tesla's Cube. Very nice. And, ooh, a 206, that's actually a decent time. That's a surprise. The next track is Space Out, and Space Out will have me do something pretty unusual right from the get-go. See if you can spot it. Shout if you can spot the unusual thing that happens right at the start of this track. I'm driving backwards. That's not meant to happen. Well, it is to pick up that boost and get a lot of speed very quickly. That is the slingshot maneuver. It's been theorized for a long time, but only pretty recently implemented into runs. That AI is very inconvenient to me. Despite being able to do a Nitrox jump there, I choose not to because the bottom path is actually faster because it contains a loop. Look at that, loops, they're always good. That's why Vapor City is always the best. It has a big... There is another inconvenient part about this track, however. Right here, I'm going to go down a drop down and then a rise back up you might have seen at the start of the race. Around the start-finish line, there are these 2 sections, and if you are going too fast, then you will actually get reset by the game. This is because, essentially, if you picture a tether between the car and the track at any given time, that can be pulled taut like a rubber band and will be snapped back. We do not want this to happen because being reset gets all of your speed reset to 0, and we don't have the momentum. We have to accelerate again. Very slow, very bad. So if you're going faster than about 290 on the drop down and 240 on the rise back up, then you will be reset. So we have to make special care to either brake or lift off the accelerator or what have you in order to not hit that zone. I'm very fortunate that I didn't so far. I've definitely jinxed myself. It's happening lap 3 whether I like it or not. That's just how it goes. Do a little spin, show a little love, and get down to 9. Honestly, I like the track. I really like the rookie tracks. They're quite simple compared to the rest in the game, but they are fast and varied and interesting, and you know, we do have 2 cloud ones, 2 space ones. Oh, that's very bad. I've got a great angle if you like stopping. Anyway, that's the end of that course, and a 205 is not a bad time, surprisingly, despite that stop. I guess I'm just gaming. I don't know. I don't know. All right, we're going on to the last track. This is Mist Mountain, and there is a rumor going around that there is no such thing as a good Mist Mountain split. And you'll see why very soon. Because there is a variation on fast ramps that I didn't tell you about, although I did hint. And that is called the free ramp. We would need to use Nitrox on a ramp to go far enough to collect a flame wheel pickup. However, there are not enough rings, nor is there a jump before that ramp, so we could not possibly get it on lap 1, unless I'm lucky. Ah, not quite. Okay, well, I'll show you the alternate route and then you'll see what it's meant to look like on lap 2. That is the fast ramp, free ramp, or just free ramp if you're pressed for time. Essentially, you trick the game into going too far, as per regular fast ramp, and there happens to be a Nitrox, not Nitrox, and instead of using Nitrox for it, there we are, found the training for, we instead use a boost pad. This is only on about 2 tracks, and of course only on this one for this league, or this category I should say. So it's rare, but when it comes up, it is spicy. Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't have to explain that. So what I just did there is I half ramped. I got one set of wheels on the ramp and one set of wheels off the ramp. That actually means I don't have nitrox because I didn't land. So I'll have to go for a free ramp on lap 2, which is unfortunate, but hey, if you see it, then it's even more hype. Let's go, let's hope for luck. Yes! No! Just slightly not enough distance. Alright, I will... There's new routing on lap 3. We used to go up the wall as we would in Vapor City to collect a Flame Wheel token ourselves. Since a few months ago now, there is a consensus that it's faster to ignore it and hope for the free ramp. Even if you fail, driven optimally, the chicane is only a second slower. Of course, you have to drive an annoying chicane, which is annoying, surprisingly. Alright, last chance for a free ramp. Give me some hype, come on. Oh, hey, the barrier was down. Usually we'd be so far ahead, but I am certainly not that today. But I hope I've got to show off a lot of the game for you anyway. It's a short run. As I say, the end will be coming as we cross the start-finish line, so watch out for that lava room. I was tempted to not use nitrox there because that was a brilliant angle. That was just bad. I'm sorry. I've let you all down. There we are. The alternate path. Has a loop, so I like it. Has a ramp after the loop, which looks nice. If you can land it. Wow, this really is a cacophony of errors, huh? Oh well. And it gives you the flame wheel, apparently. Flame wheel? Flame aura, apparently. I must have put the button combination in a bit early. Oops. With that, though, I've nothing really more to say other than shout out members of the community, my frequent collaborator, Lol Bengals, the brilliant moderators, Waltech and Enigmatic Will, who has helped me a lot with explaining this game. I'm driving across the start-finish line, so time is now. Thanks for the applause. I don't think it's deserved. That was a bit of a trash run, but such is life. I'm tired. I've literally 31 hours of awakeness. So, with that, I will leave you with the fantastic turnaround of the Shrek car, in case you couldn't see it clearly during the run. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm gonna get out of here. You can find me on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/Proasek. You can also find me in the Discord for the community, found via speedrun.com, and you can find my Twitter at Proasek. My YouTube, same name, though, you know, not a handy link, so I can't exactly reference that. With that, though, I'll hand it back to the host. Thank you very much for having me in that position, and this one finally put a face to the voice. Thank you. Hand it over.
Thank you for that amazing run. So we'll pretty much thank you, yeah. So Hot Wheels World Race, and we'll have a quick ad break, and we'll get towards the next run.